Welcome to episode 3 of Blooming Topics, an initiative by the Bloom Group Community Services Society to raise awareness and stimulate conversation about pressing societal issues. My name is Cindy Graves. I'm the Director of Development and Communications at the Bloom Group and your host for today's podcast. In celebration of International Women's Day, we've produced a series of episodes for the month of March, inviting women within our community from all walks of life to share their experiences, stories, and hope for a gender-equal world. Today we welcome Joyce Nworjih, Manager of Assets and Sustainability at the Bloom Group, to share her reflections on growing up in a society that challenged her right to choose to have it all, a family, a marriage, and a career.
So the community that I come from places huge value on male children. Okay, so literally every child that is being born knows that more value is being accorded to the male folks more than it is to the females. And this adds so much pressure to married women. So unfortunately, my mother never had male children. Okay, so she was kind of silenced by the family, not necessarily from my own dad. My dad was literate and I could say that he is the best father anyone could have. Right? Yeah, but then the society itself didn't make it easier for her. So she retracted from social spheres, from the social realm, from anything that could have added meaning to her life. So she was meant to stay home and take care of the girls that she already had. So this kind of shaped my upbringing, knowing that I'm not valued in the society as much as the opposite gender. It really made me wonder, like, what is it that makes the male folks tick? Like, what actually makes them more valued? What is it that they do that makes them more accepted than the female folks? So growing up, I told myself, okay, whatever it is that the male folks do, I'll try to do even more. So growing up, I felt like I told my mom that I was going to make her proud. I asked my grandmother this question: Mama, what is it that these male counterparts do that I'm not able to do? And she said to me, okay, first of all, you are a woman. You don't belong here. Someday, you're going to get married and you will change your name and transition to a new family. You no longer belong here. And I asked her, what has this got to do with my gender? And she said, eventually you will raise kids, you will have your own children, and you will have to take care of them, because the way the society is, you're not meant to be heard, you're supposed to be indoors, raise decent children for the society. And I said to myself, well, this narrative has to be changed. I was living in Nigeria. I got married while I was in school, so I moved to my husband's home, and I had to complete my studies. I had a baby, and it was kind of a struggle trying to let my husband understand that I can still achieve my dreams and still be a perfect mother to my children. Okay, I could still run these two things in parallel, but the typical African man wouldn't want that. The typical African man wouldn't want that, okay? So it's either you stay home, take care of the kids, do the house chores, but then I knew I had something in me that I needed to pursue. I'm career driven, okay? I worked prior to moving to Canada. I worked with the government for about 6 years. And while working with the government, I rose to a point that I had to lead a male-dominated sector. Okay. And this sector was basically people who were older than me, and then, of course, the opposite gender. And leadership was really, really tough. People couldn't come to terms with the fact that a woman sits at the apex of their decision making. They couldn't come to terms with it. So I was facing numerous challenges at my workplace. So one day, I decided to just ask Google. Google is the father of all wisdom, So I decided to ask Google, like, how do I and over this issue that I'm having in the office. By so doing, I came up with Masters of Engineering Leadership in Urban Systems. So when I read through this, it happened to be a program that I felt was going to prepare me for positions of higher responsibility. So that was how the request for a second master's degree came up. Moving to Canada was a huge decision for me to take. It was really far from home. But then I believed that if distance shouldn't be a limitation, whatever you set your mind to achieve, then nothing should be a barrier. You should be able to break through all barriers to make sure you achieve your dreams. I had to do it, and I did it. And so far, trust me, there is no regrets. The children, I have a stable home. Okay, I raise decent kids too. It's been challenging trying to raise kids from by proxy, marriage by proxy, raising the kids by proxy. It's really challenging, but here I am. I'm doing it so well, and hopefully my family joins me here soon. My children are back home with my husband. My husband is now a mother. My role alone, it's not peculiar to women to raise children. I can raise children. My husband too can raise children. So over the years, I've been married for 13 years. Plus. Okay. So over the years, I've been the one with these kids. I've been the one with the children, raising the children. It's been really tough, challenging, raising the kids, going to school, just pursuing a career. So it's really challenging, and I've been doing that over the years. But at this point in time, I had to tell my husband, and honestly, I came here because he supported me. If he didn't support me, then I wouldn't be here. Ordinarily, I couldn't have been able to pay my fees at UBC, which was over $60,000 per year. I wouldn't have been able to do that on my own, but he supported me, and he promised to take care of the children while I go do my thing. There was one thing that my mom did that stood out for me. She was always giving me the kind of support, like to show that she is not comfortable with her current situation, okay? She has been silenced by the society. She has spent the rest of her life indoors training girls, okay, raising her female children, and she literally didn't have a life. But then she would always tell me, make sure you pursue your dream. Make sure you pursue your dream, and that she promised to be there to support me. I remember when I went for a compulsory national training, I had a 10-day-old baby. And I already lost a baby. I already lost my first child. So that was also challenging. Like I was trying to do 1,001 things together, and somehow I lost a 9-month pregnancy. Okay, so I couldn't really, I wasn't confident enough anymore. Like I had to choose between my career, education, or my family. And I would ask myself in my moment of sanity, like, which one would you go for? I value both. And I wasn't going to drop any of them for each other, no. I just told myself I was going to do this two together, and I'm really going to succeed. And here I am today. I have 4 children. The oldest is about 12. The youngest is about 5. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. And honestly, I believe I owe it to the society to raise children who are aware of gender equality. So I train these children in a way that's like no gender is more valued than the other. We should be able to live up to our dreams. We should be able to question things that we feel is not okay. We should be able to raise a voice to things we feel is not acceptable. Gone are the days when women would fold their arms and sit home. A man tells you to stay back in the house without, you shouldn't pursue your dream. Stay home and do whatever he wants you to do. No, we have a life, we have a voice. We have a life and we also have a voice. So we try to speak for the cause that we believe in. We try to raise awareness, okay? We try to make this society to accept us the more, that we are more than our gender. yes, we are more than our gender, and we are not defined by our sex. So it's all about culture, it's all about what we believe in, it's all about what we see as norms. So the moment I think it lies in our hands to change our beliefs, to change culture. That's why I told you earlier on that I'm raising kids that could change the narrative over the years. It doesn't start with me, it doesn't stop with me, okay? It starts with me, it continues with me, it continues with the children. So what kind of children are we raising back home? What kind of children do we raise in our various homes? What do we tell these children? What do we inculcate in them? Because these are the kids that will these are the people that will continue the fight for gender equality. They are the ones that will continue to speak up until the dreams of a gender-free, gender equal world is actualized. A lot of work is on the ground about gender inequality. Okay, lots of people are beginning to speak up. Women's achievements are now being celebrated. I remember in the early days of my career, one of my employers, potential employers, asked me a question that was, till date, I find it very ridiculous. Guess what the question was? Do you have any plans of having children in the next couple of years? And I couldn't come to terms how that was part of the interview question. I couldn't come to terms with it. And I said, of course, but I intend having kids in the next couple of years. And and that was it. By the time I left the interview room, I met a male friend and I had to tell him how the whole interview went. Guess what he said to me? That you shouldn't have said yes. No employer wants to keep a woman who will be going on maternity leave anytime soon. And that's crazy. That's weird. That's weird. So I can confidently tell you that I am a living evidence that you can run a home, be a woman, and succeed in every sphere of your life. But you have to speak up for the cause that you believe in. It's a challenge, but yeah, you have to fight for it. So I can tell you that here is to speaking out, leveling up, and raising awareness against gender bias. This is to working together to bridge the gender gap. This is to working together to break the bias. So I'm raising this in solidarity, joining the women all over the world, okay, in celebration of 2022 International Women's Day, okay? So together we can break the bias.
What an incredible story. Thank you so much for speaking with us today, Joyce. Joyce's journey is unique. However, as a Nigerian woman living in Canada, her struggles resonate with many newcomers and Canadians. Despite juggling being a mother, wife, and working woman, it's most impressive that she makes it a point to take care of herself first. This concludes 2 of 4 Blooming Topic episodes highlighting International Women's Day. Stay tuned for the next episode to hear from 3 executives of 100 Women Who Care, the Vancouver chapter, as they speak on the power of mobilizing women and the greater impact we can make if we work together. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast, YouTube channel, and follow us on all our social media platforms for more episodes discussing important topics that impact our community. See you next time.